So I've got news for you guys. Nothing super duper important. Just that's the people deleted the posts for two of the stories. The "Am I the asshole for stealing my friend's socks?" and "Am I the asshole or not really or kind of yeah, or kind of because I didn't notice stories." So I'm probably gonna stop maybe getting the like latest stories because I've noticed that they yeah delete them. So you guys are just gonna have to listen to the stories in the background. The only one that they didn't get rid of was "Am I the asshole for getting angry at my cousin and his wife after they behaved inappropriately on my birthday?" But yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. Welcome to episode 4 of Am I the Arsehole, but from a Christian perspective. So, we're just going to jump straight into it. Don't forget to comment down what you thought of these stories, what your thoughts are with the assholes in this story, or if you would defend the person that's, in this situation, whatnot. Am I the asshole for getting angry at my cousin and his wife after they behaved inappropriately on my birthday? And am I the asshole for stealing my friend's socks? That one sounds probably the most interesting to me. Because the headline of the story, stealing, like, come on, I'm a Christian. The word stealing's in there, and not that I condone stealing or like stealing, but I've got to say something about that. So, am I the asshole or not really, or kinda, because I didn't notice? And I do cover with scripture as well, as I said, from a Christian's perspective. So, my wife is in full control over our money. She has always been extremely good with money, getting us deals and bargains, and we have never run out of anything in the last 15 years. 15 or so years. She grew up raising her siblings and they had nothing, but she made sure they got fed. I think, which is pretty good. And this person says, I think is important. So I guess blindly, I didn't notice until about a month ago she has stockpiles of everything we like and use. I didn't ever notice the shelves before in a spare room. Okay, some people need to rewrite their language or their English. And I personally avoid it so the kids don't play in it. Um, so the kids don't play in it. They already have a toy room and bedroom to play in. So for the past 15 or so years, because I was paying attention when we went to the supermarket this week, if she needs for example, say shampoo, we will buy two and save one. Same with all personal hygiene products for everyone in the house. Same with cleaning stuff and food. We have always had enough food in the house to feed probably 500 plus people. Our bills are all paid a year in advance too, and we have like seven emergency funds in the house, plus savings in the bank. Is this trauma? Do I need to mention anything, or do I just say absolutely nothing? She knows she can ask me anytime to take her anywhere, and we can go and get what she wants or needs. She isn't going to one shop and say buying 300 of the same thing just gets an extra one every time we go. She buys bulk toilet roll online, and that's about the only thing that arrives in bulk. I found it in the roof space. There's nothing for me to wipe with until I'm 100. Wait, what? I'm so confused by that. So tell me how not to be the asshole, please. I've thought about this all month, and I genuinely don't know what to do. He misspelled no, the word no. Not in the way that you would think. It isn't harming anyone, but I want to make sure all is good with my wife. She doesn't talk about her feelings. She says the past happened and it's over now, but she completed it. That's her words. Um, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm so confused by this story. Um, I don't think you would be the like this. Well, I don't know why I'm saying you. Um, I don't think this person would be the asshole if they spoke to their wife. Like, why? What? My question is, what would make him the asshole in this situation, talking to his wife? I like that's what I don't get. It's confusing. Um, but I do have some scripture here. I've just got to grab it quickly. Um, hold on. I'll be cutting this out of the video, and I don't screen record anymore because I don't need to, because I'm not using a microphone like a normal microphone. So I'll just cut this out of the video. I think it was. I think it was Ephesians 4:2. So, because I had it in a certain order, and it will be up on the screen. I just confused at which one it was. Just give me a sec. Really? Stop it. No. What Bible verse would you use in this situation? I don't remember if it was that one. Okay. So I've got a Bible verse here, Ephesians 4:2, and it says, "With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love." So essentially, like, basically talk about. He's definitely not the arsehole. Like, he wouldn't be the arsehole for talking about, why is she doing this? Like, what's making her do this? And if she's not willing to sit down and talk, then you definitely need to sit down and talk with her. Like, or I don't know what else I would do in this situation other than talk. But yeah, definitely not the asshole. She definitely is just not willing to communicate or cooperate. So definitely not the asshole. We're going to go on to the comments. So someone said, and these stories. Sorry for cutting myself off there. These stories are always like brand new, like the last like hour or so, because I like doing that. I want to cover the latest stories. So someone commented saying, "Be gentle, curious, and supportive. Focus on understanding the why behind the stockpiling rather than just the what. Let her know that you're there for her and offer professional help if she's receptive. This is about her emotional well-being, not just the overflowing shelves." I totally agree with that. In my opinion, I would just pray to the Lord. But obviously, I don't know if this person's a Christian or not. I don't think they are. But I also don't think she's going to be receptive on talking if she's never really talked about her feelings in the first place. Someone else says not. Well, they say not asshole. It sounds like your wife's approach to managing household resources is a superpower born out of necessity from her past experiences, kind of like traumatic, PTSD, whatever you want to call it, post-traumatic stress disorder, maybe. Her strategy of stockpiling and managing finances is probably her way of creating security for herself and your family, which makes a lot of sense given her background. It's not uncommon for people who have experienced scarcity to feel comforted by having tangible proof of stability, like a well-stocked pantry or savings. However, it's totally understandable that you'd want to check in with her to make sure everything is okay emotionally. Her approach is practical and clearly effective, but if you're worried it might be stemming from unresolved trauma, it's worth gently opening up a conversation. Just approach it with lots of empathy. Maybe express your admiration for how she's handled things and gently ask if her stocking up makes her feel better about the past. It's important to reassure her that you're just checking in because you care about her well-being, not because you think she's doing anything wrong. This could be a good opportunity to connect on a deeper level and ensure that she feels supported, not just prepared. How are most Reddit users like personal like health therapists? Like it's so weird, but good. It's good but weird. It's like a like personal experience therapist. Another thing that I just had a thought of while reading the comments or reading that comment is maybe it's like she's preparing for something that, not saying doomsday because it doesn't sound like she's a doomsday prepper, but it just sounds like she's trying to not prepare in a way like, oh, something bad's gonna happen soon or something like that, but she's preparing in a way that in case something happens, like, you know, like she needs to get a brand new car or a brand new engine in a car, or, you know, something big would happen. I kind of, yeah, kind of understand it in a way, but yeah, he's definitely not the arsehole if he talks to her. He's definitely not the arsehole in general because he hasn't said or done anything wrong, but he was just wanting to know whether he would be the arsehole, I guess. So moving on to the second story of today. Am I the arsehole for getting angry at my cousin and his wife after they behaved inappropriately on my birthday? Wow. Let's see where this goes. So 2 days ago, I had my 18th birthday and I wanted it to be grand. So almost every family member was invited, including my cousin. People really need to put commas and apostrophes and whatnot into their language. But anyway, to be honest, even if it was a small celebration, he would have been invited because he's my aunt's son. So he's your cousin? Okay. That's duh. And we are close, but he and his wife showed up drunk and they couldn't even walk properly. But he celebrated with me, and during cake cutting, he said secretly that he doesn't have a gift for me yet, but he said something huge. Yet, people really need to like. So it's big for me with the English language, and I'm not trying to judge harshly, and I'm not even trying to judge. It's just it stops me in mid tracks because I'm trying to read, you know, a sentence, but they don't have like a comma or a full stop in a, you know, a specific place where it needs to be or it should be, and it just like throws me off. Like at the end of this paragraph, they don't even have a full stop. But anyway, we'll continue on. So for me, yet, but he has something huge prepared for me as a gift. But after cake cutting, he and his wife started acting weirdly. They would talk amongst themselves and just laugh like a maniac. And next thing I know, he kissed his wife on her waist, and his wife said, "Do it again." So he kissed her waist once again, and then she asked him to kiss her knee. Okay, and he did it. Sorry, this grammar. Thankfully, it stopped right there, and they went to eat and talk to other family members. I didn't say anything, but after everyone left, I confronted him and said his behavior wasn't cool, and he did something he shouldn't have done, at least in front of everyone, and when my friends were present. He said he's sorry and he's going to leave, but before leaving, he said he will still honor his words and give me the huge present. And he left with his wife, and now my parents are saying that I went too far and I shouldn't have humiliated my cousin when he has always tried his best to help me. First off, I am so confused by this situation because they're just loving each other. Okay, they could have, calmed down. And secondly, we never got to see what that present was. Like, we never got to see what that gift, or never got to hear what that gift was. Anyway, so I do have some scripture. I'm gonna say I don't know who the arsehole in this situation is. We'll read some comments later, but we're gonna jump into the Bible scripture. So, So we got Proverbs 9:8, which is don't rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and he will love you. So essentially, don't just ignore what they're doing. Don't react. Don't rebuke. Essentially means like tell them off. Don't tell them off. Don't tell a mocker off, or he will hate you. I don't exactly know if that's what rebuke exactly means, but that's my understanding of it. Rebuke the wise, and he will love you. So essentially, I don't think that this person is the arsehole, but maybe we'll definitely read some comments. So someone says, just give me a sec. Someone says, you weren't wrong at all. It was your birthday, and they showed up drunk, acted weird, and made everyone uncomfortable. You didn't even make a scene, and just told him his behavior wasn't okay. Your parents are overreacting. Being helpful in the past doesn't excuse inappropriate behavior now. Someone also says, not the arsehole, they humiliated themselves. I would go one step further and tell them that if they can't show up sober, to please not come to any of my future events. I would too, to be honest. Not the arsehole, you weren't wrong. You weren't in the wrong. It's your birthday and they showed up drunk, acted weird, and made everybody. Oh, so someone already. Oh, I've already read that comment. Someone said, I agree, and you even told him after the party calmly, not the asshole. And that was to that first comment. Someone else says, not the arsehole. He totally disrespected you and everyone there. Being drunk doesn't give anyone the excuse to be inappropriate, especially on someone's 18th birthday. You were right to address it. Yeah, if someone is being inappropriate and you get told to stop it and they don't, or, they're just not going to listen, then don't invite them again. That's what I would do. But we're going to move on to the third and final story. This was 23 minutes ago. The other one was 23 minutes ago again, and the other one was 9 minutes. Obviously, some time's passed, but those stories had come out at those times. So, as I said, within like an hour of the stories being released is when I like to do, these episodes, or these stories, I should say. So, am I the asshole for stealing my friend's socks? This one kind of like got me. I was like, what? I didn't even read part of the story. I just read the title. I was like, okay, I need to cover this one. So this sounds petty, but escalated way too far. Before I jump into really into the story or anything else, please comment down below what you thought of the stories. Please press like, and we'll continue on. So a long time ago, when I was 12, I was staying over at my friend Seb's house. I'm assuming that the actual name is Sebastian. So, with a couple of mates our age, we were getting ready to walk into the forest to go camping. It was terrible out there. It was so windy, dark, and with never-ending rain. We eventually ditched our plans when we couldn't figure out how to put up the tent. We went back inside to Seb's and managed to dry off a bit thanks to our coats, though our socks were all soaking. We asked Seb if we could borrow some socks, and he said it was fine on one strict condition. No one was to take his socks that had his name on them. The following week, things took an even stranger turn. While we were all hanging out, taking the bus home from school. Sorry, I kind of had like a mini aneurysm then. I noticed something off about my blazer. It turned out that Seb had secretly rigged it with a hidden microphone. I only found out when I took my blazer off and wanted to put it in my bag. There was a little black mic clipped to the bottom of it. Seb admitted he'd planted the mic because he's sorry about that. He is suspicious of us laughing when he said that he's lost the socks. The nerve of him was unreal. First, he guarded his own socks like they were prized possessions, and then he invaded our privacy by eavesdropping on our private banter. What really got under my skin was that after he brought it up in front of everyone on the bus, and then he simply walked off the bus. Later realized he had gone off on his own to listen to us further, almost as if he was waiting to catch us off guard and force us to confess. It felt like a betrayal I never expected from a friend. Fast forward years later, after forgiving and forgetting, he was over at my place with some other mates, and we settled in to watch a movie. He said his feet were cold and asked for another pair of socks. I immediately panicked because I remember instantly I had no way out of this. It was time to come clean. I opened the drawer in front of him, and his socks were right there. A look of recognition flashed across his face. He saw the very socks he had once strictly forbidden anyone to take. I felt a mixed embarrassment, guilt, and anger because he played me. We both paused for a moment, and then Seb walks back. He then proceeds to shout at me, saying I've betrayed him, and I'm not going to say the word. I was a bad friend. He then jumped at me, but I fought him off and told him to chill the F out. Then he left my house. My friends are saying that he exaggerated, but me stealing the socks in the first place was the dick move. I thought it would be funny, and my other friends did too at the time. They're conflicted, but Seb will not talk to me. I need more opinions on this, please. Am I the asshole? You definitely are you're both an asshole in this, this scenario. You for stealing your friend's socks when he told you not to, but him for being creepy and putting a microphone on, on a piece of item that you generally wear, or whatever it was that he put I know it was a blazer, but, whenever you wear that, or, whatever the situation is in this, particular instance, which we all know what it is. Like, he wore the blazer and found the microphone, but to do that, like, that's just creepy. Like, why? Like, it just sounds like he didn't, like, Seb didn't trust any of them. If you don't trust your friends, don't be friends with them. It's that simple. Cut all ties off. Like, I know it sounds harder than, it sounds harder than it actually is. If you don't trust someone, don't relate to them. Don't be their friend. But also don't steal your so-called friend's socks when he told you not to. Like, just because you thought it'd be funny, don't do it. It's not a very nice thing to do. Now I've got a Bible verse for this. I've just got to grab it. So I've got Matthew 18:15. These Bible verses are all Christian Standard Bible too. So, and I'm going to have all the Bible verses down below. Same with the stories. I'm going to screenshot the stories so you guys can read them a bit better. Because I noticed like the first couple of episodes, it was terrible to read. And I'm not redoing those episodes. You guys will just have to deal with that. I'm sorry. But going forward, obviously, we're going to do it like the last episode. So, Matthew 18:15. So, if your brother sins against you, go tell him tell him his fault. So, go tell him what he's done wrong, between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have won your brother. I don't know exactly how that would help in that situation. But I think they both sinned against each other. Like, actually, I don't know what Seb's done to sin against him. I don't know. Would not trusting someone be sin? I guess it would, because it's not really loving if you don't trust someone. So with that, with the episode today, this has been episode 4, I believe, 4 or 5. I've lost count now, and I've only done a couple episodes. But yeah, it's been episode 4 or 5. We're going to read some comments down below for the story we just read as well. I was about to end the episode, but then I forgot we haven't read the comments yet. So, not the arsehole. If they were making fun of you for not having any, someone said lol, but I would try not to make a habit of it. Okay, that made no sense whatsoever for this story. So, not the arsehole. While stealing the socks was wrong, your friend's subsequent actions, including planting a microphone, which I said was wrong, were far more serious and invasive. His overreaction and refusal to forgive are disproportionate to your initial transgression. I would agree. Like, they're both... I would say he's not the arsehole in this situation per se, but he is kind of an arsehole for stealing the socks. Like, come on. It's stealing someone's property when he told him not to. Sorry, there was a comment that caught me off guard. This didn't happen, and you're all the arseholes and freaking weirdos if so. Okay, I'm gonna say that comment's fake, but alright. You're most certainly the asshole. Oh, here's someone that's got a different perspective. Did you even bother to find out why the socks were special to him before you stole them? Work on yourself and then maybe your friends won't give you a beatdown. Yeah, but did this person not read the whole story? This person planted a microphone. How creepy is that? Like, come on, guy. Like, or girl. You should apologize. Someone else said you should apologize to Seb sincerely, not just for stealing the socks, but for holding on to them for so long. Explain you understand why he's upset, even if you don't agree with his reaction. He may not forgive you, and that's his prerogative. But you need to take responsibility for your part in this mess. I'm sorry, but I think these people, or these three people, because the third comment saying it's not real, um obviously didn't read, the story, because they completely missed out on the microphone part. I both think they're I think they're both the asshole in this situation. Him for stealing the socks when he said, Seb said don't. He didn't listen, and he thought it'd be funny, which is kind of an asshole move to do. And Seb for putting microphone on clothes when he like his friend, the person that is thinking whether they're the asshole or not, this person that sold the socks, said put a microphone on clothing that he owned. Like, they're both the asshole. Why are people not reading the whole entire story? But yeah, if you liked the video, please comment down below what you thought. Until next time, bye.